Chapter 18. Mongtai's Escape. Outside, there were still some places still burning from the fire that burned the mountain in the ancient sea. However, it was already very fast from being extinguished. The fire was easy to extinguish, but the smoke was hard to disperse. For a while, the Dafeng was surrounded by rolling thick fog in all directions. The sky was covered in dark clouds, lightning and thunder, and thick smoke and fog covered it, as if it was the end of the world. In this atmosphere, very few cultivators were willing to come out. Only the gang that inquired about the cause of the fire ran away. Everyone else went back individually. Guhai took advantage of the thick fog to head towards the outskirts of the Dafeng gang. Mongtai told me that the Great Abundance Gang's Colosseum has a secret passageway that allows me to fetch 10 bronze masks to place in the Colosseum and activate one of the Colosseum's formations. Guhai walked while pondering over Mongtai's explanation. This Mongtai, although he talked for a few sentences, but judging by his manner of speech, he is not an idle person. He wants to threaten Li Wei with Yu Yao. Put a mask on Yu Yao and make Li Wei say the combination lock to unlock the mask. Guhai was in the middle of contemplation while walking, for using Yu Yao as a threat for such an underhand method, although Guhai was somewhat repulsed in his heart. But, as it was a matter of his own life and death, and it was not his own to do so, he could only suppress the discomfort in his heart for a moment. Slowly walked to the foot of a small mountain. According to the explanation of Mongtai, set aside some plants, removed some debris, immediately revealed a small hole. Sure enough, there is a secret passage. Mongtai really isn't an oil-saving lampar. When the Brotherhood was unhindered, he actually left this a backhand. It seems that it's not something good. No wonder when he chopped off Yu Yao's head. It was so dry. Guhai pondered in a deep voice. Entering the cave tunnel, Guhai covered the opening once again and headed deeper. The tunnel spared 7 times. It slowly reached the end. The end was illuminated by a night pearl. But there was a wall with a handle on the wall. Guhai grabbed the handle. Creak. The wall steeply opened a small door, instantly revealing a huge warehouse in front of Guhai. The warehouse was also illuminated with a large number of night pearls, and in the warehouse, mountains of bronze masks were piled up. Guhai quickly collected 10 of them into his own small space. At the same time, according to what Mongtai said, he searched in the warehouse and gradually found a hook fixed on the wall. Is this the mechanism? Guhai frowned as he looked at the hook. Probing his hand, he pinched it and gently turned it as Mongtai explained. Click, 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 click. The hook spun steeply, emitting a crunching sound. At the same time, the entire Colosseum emitted some slight organ crunching sounds in general. Ka-ka-ka-ka-ka-ka. Some of the Dafeng disciples stationed there heard it. Some didn't take it seriously, while others frowned. Hear that? What's that sound? Should we go look for it? Look for what? It's raining so heavily. Don't look for trouble. Yeah, 2 more bets. Inside the warehouse, Guhai finished everything. Turning his head, he quickly went back to where the small door was once again and grabbed the handle. Creak. The small door closed once again, as if Guhai hadn't been there. Guhai returned along the original path, slowly drilling the tunnel and returning outside the cave. After exiting the cave, Guhai looked at the bronze mask in his hand. It was this kind of mask that was worn on the faces of all the evil people, leaving the evil people with nowhere to run. The next step is to just put the mask into the Colosseum stands and wait for Mongtai to come and get it. As Mongtai said, Guhai frowned. No, Mongtai, this person can't be trusted in full. He may not help me with all his might. Can't put all my hopes on others. Guhai frowned. Covering up the hole, Guhai stepped towards the VIP area once again. Once again, he looked for a medicinal herb shop. Master, what do you want? The owner of the herb shop smiled. I'll make a list. You match it up for me. And the spirit stones won't be less, Guhai said in a deep voice. Good. Gu Hai quickly wrote a list. A. These are the most common herbs or the medicinal power is to pour. Even if they are combined, they are of little use. Master, what type do you need? I'll help you with the details. The herb shop owner immediately smiled. No need. Do you have any here? Gu Hai said in a deep voice. There is, just. The herb shop owner's face turned ugly for a while. After all, this herb couldn't earn any money at all. Not even a single inferior spirit stone could be asked for. Wow. Gu Hai took out 30 lower grade spirit stones. These are for you. Lend you the pill furnace for a while. All right. The boss quickly collected the spirit stones very swiftly and smiled happily. 2 hours later, a furnace of transparent medicinal juice was slowly refined. Master, what are you refining? The owner of the medicine shop had a puzzled look on his face. What you shouldn't ask, don't ask, you go out first, Gu Hai said in a deep voice. The pill shop boss had a sarcastic smile on his face and went out of the pill refining room. The transparent medicinal juice seemed to be like oil, sticky and thick. Gu Hai took out a small brush and gently dipped it in the medicinal juice and slowly brushed it on top of the bronze mask. A thin layer that could not be seen at all without looking at it attentively. After brushing the medicinal juice and waiting for it to dry, Gu Hai carefully stored it in the small space. Twisting his head out of the medicine shop, Gu Hai returned to the audience area of the Colosseum and quietly hid the 10 masks in 10 different places according to the places explained by Mongtai. After doing everything, Gu Hai found a place and quietly hid it. Outside the Dafengang. Servant Ding, why are you leaving here? I haven't even had a single honor of being a landlord yet. Li Wei was in the midst of retention at once. No need, Li Wei, there isn't much time left. Staying here with you for one more moment will waste one more minute. I must find the dragon vein as soon as possible. Ding Rui shook her head and said. But Li Wei still wanted to stay. All right, Master Li, matters are divided into priorities. I, Songa sect, still have big things to do, so guard the Dafengang. Patriarch Songa also shook his head and said. All right, in that case, I'll see you all off again. Li Wei could only retreat. There's no need for that. You prepare the spirit stones and wait for the next time. I'll come back for them. Ding Rui shook her head. Probing her hand, she took out a flying boat. A group of subordinates quickly maneuvered the flying boat, and all of them stepped onto the flying boat and quickly flew off into the distance. The news of the dragon vein was known, and Ding Rui didn't want to stop for a moment to be the first to find the dragon vein. Seeing the crowd leave, Li Wei's complexion gradually cold and solemn. Humph, my Dafengang, is it just your money-making tool? Although Li Wei was angry in his heart, but he could only be helpless for a while. By the way, where is Ding Rui's nephew? It seems like he didn't go with them. Li Wei suddenly thought of Gu Hai back then. Gangmaster, it's not good. It's not good. A Dafengang disciple came running. What's wrong? Li Wei raised his eyebrows and said. Gangmaster's wife was taken away. That great abundance gang disciple said with an ugly face. Taken by what? What happened to you, Yao? What happened to you, Yao? Li Wei's face abruptly changed. I don't know. That person seems like the previous great gangmaster. That great Fengang disciple said with an ugly face. Who? Li Wei's eyes glared. I don't know. But it's kind of like the previous big gangmaster. Me, who you? Amidst Li Wei's wildly changing face, he quickly rushed straight towards the Great Abundance Gang. Inside the Great Abundance Gang, stop. Asshole, put down the gangmaster's wife. Release the arrows, don't hurt the madam. Inside the Dafengang, there was chaos. But Mongtai escaped. Mongtai upper body ***. Countless blood holes all over the body. Blood holes bubbling with a trace of poisonous juice in general, At the moment, Mongtai is also a weak face. Although he escaped, but, having been tortured for 20 years, at this moment, he simply didn't have the strength he had at the beginning. Cough, cough, cough. Mongtai coughed up blood while holding Yu Yao at his waist, his face showing a grimace as he flew towards the direction of the Colosseum. Yu Yu seemed to have her cultivation sealed. She had no power to resist at all. Her expression was mute. Suddenly being grabbed by Mongtai, her figure trembled violently, as if she was afraid of Mongtai. Looking at Mongtai, her face showing a painful color. "Who are you?" Yu Yao looked at Mongtai with a pained face. "Yu Yao, you are indeed still alive. Only now there is still a soul left. As if you are a walking corpse. What is the point of you living?" Mongtai said in a cold voice. "I am Yu Yao. I am Brother Li Wei's woman." Yu Yao trembled and opened her mouth and said woodenly, "Human or not, ghost or not, it's all because you were to blame back then. Otherwise, would the four of us senior siblings get into this situation today? HMPH, you still look forward to the wind bell is fine. Otherwise, even if you still have a human soul, I also help you broken," Mongtai said with a hateful voice. "Wind bell? Who is Wind bell? So familiar." Yu Yao covered her head in pain. "Wind bell, when you were little, who treated you the best? Wind bell gave you whatever she had to eat, whatever she had to wear, treating you as her own sister and daughter. And you actually not only poisoned Wind bell for the sake of a little bit of prospects, but also almost killed Wind bell, the most poisonous woman's heart. You're just the white-eyed wolf who can't be raised well," Mongtai scolded. "I want to harm Wind bell. Yu Yao is going to harm Wind bell." Yu Yao covered her head in pain. HMPH, Mongtai let out a cold snort. Amidst the countless arrows raining down, Mongtai flew to the Colosseum. On the outskirts of the Colosseum, in a dark corner, Gu Hai's complexion stared. What a fast Mongtai, escaping so quickly. Boom. Mongtai landed at the audience platform with Yu Yao and steeply found a mask left behind by Gu Hai. With a probing hand and a suck, the mask flew up. Boom. In a fling, all of a sudden, the mask was on Yu Yao's face. "There, quickly save the lady." "Huh, they've entered the fighting arena. Not good. That person put a mask on madam. Quick, quick, shut down the Colosseum formation." There was a burst of shouting from the Da Fengang brothers. Mongtai brought Yu Yao to the edge of the Colosseum. Boom, a punch shattered a wall somewhere in the Colosseum. Instantly revealing a round stone, Mongtai probed his hand and placed it on it. Buzz! In the formation of the Colosseum, a large red energy rope rushed out steeply. All the Da Fengang disciples who rushed into the Colosseum were immediately jerked by the energy rope and flew up to the sky, and even the ones with large strength jerked a Da Fengang disciple in half, spilling blood in the air. Not good. We can't control the arena formation. It's malfunctioning. All the formations are malfunctioning. Countless Great Abundance Gang disciples rose up in alarm. A large amount of red energy cords were like whips of death, lashing everyone. "Who are you?" Suddenly, a figure flew in from high in the air, but it was Li Wei of the Great Abundance Gang who hurriedly rushed back. "Mongtai, release Yu Yao," Li Wei roared as his eyes glared.